What should we know about Jim Irsay, Jeff Saturday?
Most generous man I've ever encountered, Rich. I mean, I tell people as a player, we had a very unique relationship. A lot of quote 5-minute meetings. We'd walk in and you'd be in there for 2 hours, right? He'd give you this pep talk, and hey, we got to do this, and we're going to do that, and here's how we're going to turn this thing around. This is how we're going to win and close the deal, whatever it was. But that was such a small part of who he was as a man. If there was anything, Rich, and I mean anything, that was a passion of yours as a player, if you went to Jim, he would support it wholeheartedly. And I mean, not just financially, but financially. Never want anybody to know. Never ask never ask for his name to be put on anything. Just wanted to be a part, help the community, help his players. Just a tremendous, tremendous human being, and so much bigger than just an NFL owner. And I know that's big enough, but that's such a small part of who Jim was. And I'll be honest with you, I'm going to miss a whole lot more of Jim than just the owner of the Colts, Jim. I'm going to miss the friend, Jim. And, man, it sucks, bro. There's no other way to say it.
First time you met him was when he called you draft night, or was it during the process?
First time, so undrafted. So first time I met him.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. First time I met him, Howard Mudd and was my O-line coach.
Yes.
They were mocking me and laughing at me because I wasn't sure if I should extend my lease on my apartment. And they were just like, to be a smart guy, you're kind of a dumb guy. And I'll tell you, you'll love this because the prankster of Jim Irsay is probably not one that's well known. But as offensive linemen, we would fine each other for conduct unbecoming, which meant if you got attention that was, relegated to you alone as opposed to the group, then you would have to pay a fine. And we'd take those fines and we would do a Thanksgiving deal for the community or a Christmas deal for the community, whatever it was, right? Like those fines would all go together. We'd pull them together and do something to help the community. Well, needless to say, when Mr. Irsay found that out, he shows up, and every time he comes out to practice, he comes out and gives me a hug or shakes my hand and makes sure somebody's taking a picture, and he's giving it to Art, Glenn, and Ryan. And you'll love this, the end-all, be-all, he shows up, bro, in my uniform. He is wearing a 63 with eye black on, nonetheless. Comes up and gives me a hug. So, the foundations in Indy were much better off because Jim had the type of sense of humor he had. But he just loved to be a part, and he wanted to be a part of, obviously he knew his role as the owner of the organization, but when it was time to have fun with players, he could do that as well. And those are the moments I really cherish.
I love that. Great story, Jeff. I appreciate you sharing that. In terms of the community, you're as rooted in the Indianapolis community as anybody that I saw when I was there and covering your team. Obviously, Peyton Manning and the Children's Hospital is second to none as well. Yeah. You got any stories about Irsay in that part of the world, Jeff?
So I tell, my wife and I tell this story. So we've been a part of the Hoosier Burn Camp, which is a camp that we put on for burn survivors from the ages of 8 to 18, right? And we would, every year, we would get a quote, anonymous donor would give some amount of money, and it would just so happen to be coupled with like 8 tickets and food for any game throughout the season, some kind of on the field passes, you name it. But he did that every year. And I mean, this isn't just when I'm playing, this is well after retirement. He still does it like every year for anything I come up there for, whether it's the MS Foundation there in Indy or the Hoosier Burn Camp. I mean, he constantly would give. He'd call We joke about different stuff, and then somehow, some way, he always made sure he supported what we believed in and what we gave our heart to, and he knew if it was a true passion, one that you showed up for every year, and he was more than willing not only to lend his money, but his passions as well, and just again, that's just who he was, and again, Rich never wanted anyone to know. Didn't want the organization to know. Just always wanted to keep it under wraps. And I'll tell you another thing too. For guys that had passed or their family had passed, I know he would pay for funerals constantly. I mean, it was those kinds of things, man, that anything that he thought he could step in and help ease the pain or burden for someone else. That was his true mission in life and what he cared most about.
And, what was he like winning a Super Bowl with, Jeff? You got good memories of that rainy night in South Florida?
Oh, so much fun. Listen, I don't know if anybody would have a better owner. The dude he could slay on a guitar. He loved to sing, and everyone knows about his passion for music and guitars. And again, when you're sitting down having conversation with him, that's usually what he's talking about. I mean, it was so little about just the game of football and so much more about life. But he would consistently rip it up and have fun at Super Bowls. And, as you're successful, he'd bring you in and just hug your neck, man, and tell you how grateful he was for what you were doing. And it's just the little things like that I'm gonna miss.
Yeah. Me too, man. He was great with NFL Network. He was always so supportive of what we were doing and being there. And, it's going to be kind of wild to think of the Indianapolis Colts with him not being there, Jeff, to be honest with you.
No doubt. Listen, and he and I were texting here just recently, and he loved, and I'm sure you got the same, he loved to send you like voice memos. You know what I mean? And it would, it'd be a 7-minute, voice memo, right? That he's sending you. And so you're sitting here just listening. And then, you'd send him one back or send him a text back. And he'd always send you, like the two biceps.
Yeah, the biceps. Yeah.
Biceps always flexing up and football, man. And I just, it's those things that, man, just, I'm so sad. I'm not going to get those again, man, because I loved him every time I got him.
Yeah, he's going to be missed for sure, Jeff. So before I let you go, I'll just give you one last word on what he meant to you, Jeff.
Oh, great friend, mentor. Just one of those guys. Like I said, when I actually took the job to go coach for those 8 weeks. And he just said, man, will you do it? And I remember my wife and I said, I wouldn't do it for anybody else in the world. But I know if I had asked the same of him, he would do it. And if I need to stand in the gap for a short time, I'll do it. I'll do whatever it takes. And that's the type of friendship we had, man. And I loved him and going to miss the heck out of him, Rich. Really am, man.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.